All right, folks, welcome back. We got a new video here for you guys, and today it is about whatever is in this box. I pretty much have an idea of what's in here and kind of happy about it. We're going to see what it does and how it looks and, you know, what it's going to do for this system right here. So we're going to hang tight while I do some unboxing of this, and we will see what's in here. Or at least you guys will see what's in here. I already know what's in there. So hang tight. We're going to get some stuff here and we'll take it apart. All right, guys. So we got the box. Already cut it. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what's inside and what this is going to be pretty much used for. You guys will figure it out once I take this box out. And there we go. So Noopsyche reached out to me and said, hey, we have a new version of our light. Saw that you did a video on the K2, and we'd like you to go ahead and take a look at the K3, and pretty much that's what we're going to do to here. So we're going to go ahead and unbox the K7 version 3 by Noopsyche and see what we have going on in the box. So we're going to have one, two, and looks like 3 lights to put over the Cade aquarium here. They did send mounting brackets also too, but as you guys can probably tell from the video there, these mounting brackets aren't going to work on the system. So we'll find out real quick what is and what is not going to work on here, and I will tell you right now, more than likely I'm going to be modifying the Reef Bright light strips to mount these two. So after some research, I saw they have no mounting brackets as far as, you know, like anything to mount it from the roof, like a hanging kit or anything like that. They have your tank brackets, and that's pretty much it. Or unless you get the what is the hybrid light setup. With the hybrid light setup, you're able to put these lights in with that mounting rack. So let's go ahead and unbox this and see what we have going on in the boxes. I personally haven't even looked at them. I just know that they came in, and I said, cool, let me go in and I'll take a look and show you guys and be surprised along with you as to what's in the box. So I'm just going to do that right now. We'll open up the first box here. And let me get a little comfortable. It looks like we got some stuff going on in here. And around out the door we have a user's manual. Looks like this is the 140 watts, so that's a bit of an improvement. We went from, what was it, the previous version, which was a 90 watt system, to 140 watts. Let's see how that works. Let's put that to the side. And what do we have here? So it looks like we have the light. Let me zoom this out so that you guys can see what I have going on down below me. There we go. So looks like we have the light here. Got some bubble wrap. More bubble wrap on things. Put this here. So here, let's do this. Let's take everything out the box. I unbox things. Take it all out and go through one at a time and figure out what's going on. Holy power supply. What the heck? That's the power brick, guys. Wow. All right, we got a power cord. Remove this one here. All 3 of them are pretty much going to be the same. So instead of multiplying 3 boxes of unboxing, we will do 1 boxing of unboxing. So here we got the light. We'll put that to the side. I'll show you the light here in a moment. I have a cardboard padding system for the light so it doesn't get damaged in shipping, it looks like. And more trees getting chopped down. So cardboard upon cardboard and bubble wrap upon bubble wrap. So we got bubble wrap some more. We have a mounting bracket. I know this is a mounting bracket because of the previous one that I used to have. And it looks like the other half of the mounting brackets are Okay, so I think most of this is just the mounting hardware. And then we have the arm, well, not really the arm, but the rest of the mounting for here. So this piece fits right on, it's screwed in. That looks like a little tiny version of a Radeon mounting arm or whatever mounting arm, but you know what? It is what it is, and it does what it's supposed to do, and we're just going to accept it as a light. And so let's clean this up real quick. First, let me put this here. These, we know these are the mounting brackets for the tank. I will probably have to assemble those and show you guys what that looks like. I did not see any screws show up in here, so looks like magical screws need to appear from somewhere. And we have another piece of the mounting bracket again. That's going to go into that box. This is going to come in handy for what I mentioned a moment ago by mounting it to the Reef brights, and we'll see what we can do with that. I'll put all this here. This is a power cable for the brick, the power brick, which is, like I said, 140 watts. Yeah, this is a pretty big chunk here, and rightfully so. I think, here we go. So we got the heat sink on the back. You guys can see, let me get a light shine off of it. So obviously it must produce enough power for you to have a dedicated heat sink. Usually on some equipment that I find that has a heat sink on the power supply, this thing either has poor thermal capabilities or has a lot of power behind it. Hopefully I'm going to go with a lot of power behind it. What also does this is what is it? My Vectra, the actual control box has some vents behind it too. So here is the light. Here is the thing that is going to provide all of your corals with their love and attention and allow you to see them. So it looks like we got the same kind of design as we had with the version 2, where we had 2 pucks and a domed lens system on here. Let me figure out this real quick. I'm trying to go ahead and go over everything. Got the labeling on the front here with 2 buttons. Looks like probably for some type of control. We'll get into that in a moment. And we have a fan system on the top with an open cage. Looks pretty well built. From what I can see is pretty much this whole top is the heat sink. Let you guys see what's going on in there. So that looks like it's all heat sink, and we have the heat sink that goes through. I will say it's a nice rounded, sleek design. This is like textured plastic. It's not metal or anything. And we have your lights here with the pucks inside. Just take a look at that. Let's see that. There we go. We got the branding on the front here. Very minimal, I would say. It's just a dark red NP. I'm not sure if there we go. Make sure the camera's catching that. NP K7V3. So let's see. 140 watt. They actually plastered it on here. I will say, I'm thinking that 140 watts is probably correct. It's a DC 24 volt at 6 amps. Like, you guys see that? 24 volts at 6 amps. Let's see, does the power supply also state so? And it does, 24 volts at 6 amps. Yeah, if any of you guys are electricians out there, you know about electronics, or even if you just know about electronics in the first place, 6 amps is a lot. Don't get this near any water or you are not going to have a great day. I will tell you that. You might not even know about the rest of your day after that. So we're going to go ahead and plug this up. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video for a second while I plug this up and see if I can find any way to control this other than pushing buttons. Alright, so I got everything all plugged in, and I was actually able to find a bag of screws, the remote control, And I think that was it. The rest of the mounting stuff is over here in the box. So this is going to be very important to control the light. I'll give you guys a shot of what this controller looks like. See, there we go. So it has a little LCD display at the top. We'll probably have to program this to get it all set up. Like the previous model, you have to have it plugged in for the USB charging. It does come with the USB cable. It has a little micro, let me see, focus in there. Focus. There we go. So looks like it has a little micro USB, not a micro USB, but a micro plug. I'm not even sure what size this is. Plugs right into the bottom of the controller, and this very deep channel. So there we go. We'll plug that in. Comes with a USB plug and charging cable for the controller. Got that plugged in. The bricks are on. They all have power indicators on them, let you know that they have power. Seen by this little green light right here. You can see, unplug it. Part with all the power stored in there in the capacitors, it'll keep that light lit. And there we go. So that's what happens when you turn the light on. Immediately starts off with this white and blue channels. Each one of them here. There we go. They all come on. So what I want to do right now is turn these off, so I don't blind you guys. For one. Two, while I was trying to grab a bunch of stuff, I did find the previous mounting bracket. Like I said, I'm not using it, but I'd rather show you guys what it looks like when it's completely assembled. So you have this little arm here, which I'll show you guys. So you have this arm, the plate screws in, and then you have two mounting screws. Again, like I said, all the screws are in the pack here, so we're not going to use those, but those screw in there, and then there is two screws that go on the bottom here for this the extension arm. So what it'll do is it'll sit on the tank like such, and then you can drag this out. You guys can probably figure it out. I'm pretty certain it is in the instruction manual on setting this stuff up, but that's not what we're going to use right now. So let me grab what is going to be used. Is this and these pieces here from the Reef Bright, mainly because the tank that I'm going to have it over here is all on mounting. It's all strung up. It's cabled. It's got the cable mount system. So let's see. Looks like right now out the box, what I'm seeing here is a lot of blue flashing lights. I will tell you that they are waterproof plugs that are here. I'll show you guys this. Here we go. You got a little waterproof plug, and boom, that's it. I wouldn't say to stick this in the water, but definitely if you do get water on it, you can be sure that it won't get into the cable. Seal looks pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Actually, let me plug it back in because I need to program the Bluetooth controller for all of these lights so that way they can all work. And I would need to power it up to do so. And if I take off the wire tie, I can drag it up here and show you guys. Alright, so when this thing decides on focusing, there we go. Alright, so we have the light here. It will flash when it's ready to accept the programming, so I'm actually going to turn this off, and there we go. Alright, there we go. So we got the flashing light. Looks like it's ready for programming. We'll take a look at their manual on how to do this. Let's see. Pretty certain you guys can go ahead and figure this out. So we'll go ahead and get this programmed. Let's see. Nope, this is actually controller instructions on setting it. let's see if we can find some programming here on how to get the remote to work with the lights. We'll go into the manual operation guide. A couple things I want to point out while I was flipping through this. There is some predetermined settings for the lights as far as like your, let me see if I can get back to it here, SPS, LPS settings, SPS and LPS settings. So we have presets, which is a little bit of a plus there. It looks like it takes some of that guesswork out. So if you want to go by it, you can use your SPS settings here, LPS settings here, and the SPS and LPS settings there. I think, yeah, those are the only ones that they have. Probably if you guys are running softies mainly, I'd refer to using the LPS at first and probably turning it down, but for the most part it covers those two core groups in a sense. And right now I'm still looking for programming. All right, so that took a bit. I did find the actual programming for the remote control here with the lights. So like I said, out the box these lights were flashing blue. I probably wouldn't go messing with the lights if you guys do get the controller, because programming this and setting it up, you have to go through a button click process, which is kind of covered in the manual here. Let me show you guys where that would be. I did have to take a moment to read it over and over and try to figure out, okay, where is this all happening at? So it's under here under the multiple lamp linkage. The H is for transmit, and that's on the remote control itself. So we'll take a look at it right here. And we'll go to the K7-1. And we're going to go to manual. I'm going to hit the center button for the confirm and head all the way over to the word transmit, which is under H. As you guys can tell, they all just linked and damn near blinded me. So we're good here. Since we're all linked together now, looks like I can go into manual mode and quickly turn these down. So we got everything turned down. We're not going to blind you guys here. And we'll take a look at the remote control. A bit about this, the control is going to be something that you guys want to have with this particular light for a lot of different reasons. One, manually controlling these lights with the buttons on the front is going to get really annoying, especially if you do want to make any changes. If you want it just says, all right, I'm going to set it to the pre-programmed thing and leave it be, that's fine, do that. I would suggest getting the remote control because one, when you link all the lights, you're not having to do multiple lights when you go to make a change to one of your settings. You can link them all with the remote and call it a day. And we're going to go in manual mode. We'll go through some of the presets once I have it lit, once I have it hung up here. But manual, let's see, channel A, which is the first channel that shows up. Let's see what that controls. We'll hit the center button and we have all white. We'll turn that off and we'll go over to B and let's see what we have here. B is for blue, so we have a blue channel, and I'll try to put some of the numbers up here for these channels and what range is covered on that. And let's see, one more thing here. Let's adjust. So C, what do we have on C? We have, it looks like a royal blue channel on the lights there. We got royal blue on C. Let's turn those off. And D is, looks like your UV violet channel synced together. So they have two channels, UV and violet on here. E is, looks like warm white and red is actually on here. So it actually creates a nice orange glow to it, as you guys can see there. Looks like F is going to be a blue and green channel. So it's a single blue channel that it's controlling. So it doesn't affect any of the royal blue or the other blue, which is like a bluish green. So that's pretty good there. And let's see. Like before, if you step away from the control or back away from it for a moment, it'll default back to the home screen, and then you got to go back through the whole programming again. Let's see, we're gonna go manual, and we're gonna come down here and turn off this blue-green color combo. So that's the lights. Those are the color channels. The controller itself, from my understanding, let's see, if I go and I press, let's see, we'll back out and back out again. So to back out of the section that you're in, or at least the option that you're in at the moment, you just press and hold the center button, and that'll back you out of each one. Or you can just put the remote down and it'll automatically go away. Let's see, whoa. So we push K7 and that immediately turns everything on. K2 does nothing, and T4 and K7 also do nothing. So it looks like K7-1 on the remote control. Wow. So K7-1 turns everything on. Let's see, K7-2 does nothing, T4 and the K7F do nothing at all. You probably can go ahead and program these. Let me see if there's anything in the wonderful manual in regards to programming these other buttons to do things. And it doesn't look like there is. And it seems like those other buttons on this remote control are actually for their different lights that they do have. We'll see from this manual here. All right, so we got brightness. There we go. So K7-1, put the remote down. So the K7-1 is the light. K7-2 is another light. You have control functionality for a wave pump, and the K7F is for the freshwater light, or light that they may have. So it looks like this remote control can serve multiple functions as far as lighting, everything for their different products that they have. So I'm going to put that down there, and we are going to break open the bag of screws, get the lights mounted on to the Reef brights, and see how they look, at least over the 180 right now, because that's where the Reef brights are currently. And we'll just take a quick look at that. So in just a moment, be right back. All right, everybody, so we are back, and the lights are up on the Reef breeders here, as you guys can see. Got them mounted on, got the wires tucked in to make it look all nice. But here's the lights. No Reef breeders are on right now. It is currently set to the SPS/LPS settings, and for the most part, I'm liking the light color that I'm seeing on the sand, and I'll show you that here. Let's see, we come back down. There we go. So right now, this is what the tank looks like here with this light setting. So here goes my green bird nest right now under that light. Looks pretty decent. Got a lot of shimmer, got a lot of movement happening there. Clearly you guys can tell it is a bird's nest, so the bottom does die off first, and then you got the new growth tips at the top. So it's nothing against any of the lights, it's just the way that I've seen a lot of bird's nests grow in this hobby here. So we'll pan over to a couple of the other corals. All right, so here goes the peppermint Sophastria. We got a couple of hammer corals right now. You see the clownfish. We got some good color on the clownfish. He's not blue, he's not all blown out white. Here we have the avatar chalice. As you guys can tell, you can see a lot of the green, the blues, and those orange eyes on here. And a couple more of the leptos and things like that. That is one of the damsels, a couple little frags. So we'll go over to this portion of the frag rack. So we got a couple pieces here, and right now I haven't adjusted anything with the white balance as of yet, but let's see, give me a second here. Let me pause this, do some adjusting with the white balance so I can show you guys what I'm seeing here, because there's a bit of color on these things. Right now the camera's picking it up all washed out, but we'll fix that here in a second. All right, here we go. So we got the white balance adjusted to what we're seeing in the tank currently. Some of the issue is that I have some light coming in from the side, which is causing everything to get blown out. So I got to turn the camera and get it at a particular angle here. So like I said before, here goes the shots of the corals and how they look under this light. I will tell you right now, I have it hooked up to one of my backup power supplies here. They wanted the APC power supplies. I got a wattage readout and we're reading 262 watts. As you guys can see here, there is some shimmer lines similar to like your Kessels, but then there's also that TV static happening here like you would get if you had like a Radeon or your AI primes and things like that. And I think that mainly has to do with the type of lens that they used on this particular light. It does create the shimmer lines, but it also creates static lines. So as you guys can tell, you get the lines of shimmer, then you get these static shimmer lines. I mean, to each their own. If that's your preference, go for it. At the end of the day, it is your tank, so whatever you like, you can do that. But I do like what I'm seeing so far. Obviously it's a light, it's producing what it's supposed to as far as the look. It is lighting up the aquarium, but what it's really going to come down to is what the par numbers show. So I'll get into that on the next video here, as far as the par numbers that we're getting from this light. So currently the lights are sitting about 10.5 inches above the surface of the water, and this is a 24 inch deep tank, 24 inches wide, so close to standard. If you guys have like a 120, although this is a 150, so it's a little bit longer, but as far as dimensions, front and back and top and bottom, you're looking at maybe like a 120 or so. I will say the light does make it all the way to the bottom. I've looked at it to the previous one, like I had stated before there in that last video. As long as you have a deep enough tank, this light will actually work for you here, or if you hang it up high enough. What I wanted to conclude with on this is for the price, $249, it's a decent light. I would say, you know, hopefully the next edition that they come out with does offer some type of Bluetooth control, where in the form of like an app or something like that. The actual controller that they provided with it, from what I'm seeing right now, looks like it does need to just stay plugged in the entire time while operating the light or operating the control itself. So that's a bit of a downer for me there. I would like an app. I would like for me to be able to use it like I did before with the previous controller, where I could unplug it and, you know, go ahead and make my changes, especially if you had multiple lights, you had multiple tanks, and you just wanted to go ahead and make a quick change to something, and you didn't have to have the remote control on hand. Everybody has phones with them nowadays, so that'll be a big plus there. The output of the lights, like I said, I haven't done any par test on it, but it looks like it is putting out quite a bit of light. When I had it on the floor and I plugged everything in, you could actually feel a good amount of heat coming off of the light as the light was being generated. So that is a couple pluses there, but like I said, without me running the par meter on it, I won't know for sure what numbers I'm getting. However, it should grow corals, so if you guys are looking for a light that is cost effective, kind of like a set it and forget it kind of thing, K7 should be on your list of lights. As it's been out for a while, a lot of people have adopted it in their aquaculture facilities, and I've seen some folks with it over their tanks. I also do believe that Dana Riddle over on Reef to Reef did some reviews and some tests on it, so go ahead and check that out, check that information out also. But that'll be it for this video, guys. I will go ahead and, like I said, play around with some of the par numbers here and see what I can get on it. I will tell you, if I switch this over from the SPS LPS mode to just a straight LPS mode or the SPS mode, it does change the lights, so that's a good plus there. Especially if you guys just want to take it out of the box, get it set up, put it over your tank, and boom. So here I'm setting the LPS mode right now, and we can see that it changes to more of a blue light for this particular time frame at about 11 o'clock here. So that's more blue. And what I will show you is the SPS one. I'm not sure how many people would be using this, but again, this is probably going to be one that folks are going to want to adjust, mainly because you will see here in a second what I'm talking about. So SPS mode at 11 o'clock. Let's back this out here and watch this. So it's 95% white at this moment here. So it's a lot more white on the SPS mode for the day, a lot more blue on the LPS mode, and with the mix of the SPS LPS, you're getting like a blend of more blue and white, which is where I see a lot of people probably using it the most, or setting the light up initially to go ahead and, you know, start with a baseline for adjusting all the points on here. So let me go ahead and put this back to my LPS SPS so I do not bake my corals. I like more of a whitish blue light versus the pure white light that comes out of it, especially during certain time frames of the day. I use that with the Radions here. I just run more whites during the day and then run more blues in the afternoon. But this seems to be a nice blend of a blue and a white. So we'll go ahead and close this video out. Go ahead and leave me a comment below. Let's go ahead and see, you know, what you guys think, and I will talk with you all on the next video. Peace.